Hi, good evening. My name is Father Rayappa. Today I'm going to talk about Laudato Si. Pope Francis writes about the loss of biodiversity in the first chapter. What is happening to our common home? So, under the subheading called Loss of Biodiversity, almost 9 to 10 paragraphs the Pontiff dedicates for the loss of biodiversity. And he is sounding alarm in the ears of 7 billion people. So it's dangerous. Almost 30% of the life on Earth has already faced extinction. So there are a lot of outcomes from it and a lot of repercussions, a lot of uh, uncertainty. And if it continues, um, next 50%, 70%, and as a result, human species have to face their own extinction. So Pope writes beautifully in Laudato Si, and I'm going to read some two paragraphs from Laudato Si from the first chapter. Paragraph number 32 and 38. So 32, Pope writes as follows: the loss of forest and woodlands entails the loss of species, which may constitute extremely important resources in the future, not only for food but also for curing disease and other uses. Today, we know more stars in heavens than how many species of plants in Amazon rainforest or Western Ghats. We don't know the terrestrial ecosystems, their mysteries, they remain there. And today, there are so many species undiscovered. And before we discover, already deforestation has destroyed all the plants and all the animals. We never see them, we never experience them. I think our future generations will never ever see, I'm afraid, even butterflies, even bees, even snakes. So I think it's really alarming. When you destroy a forest, a tropical forest, there are thousands and thousands of species. They inhabit in that ecosystem, they are interdependent and they all forge a tight relationship. So when you destroy all of them, there are important species there, probably medicines for the future of diseases, maybe a good food source, maybe an animal which is of value to humans for human health. So all those things are destroyed. That's what Pontiff is writing in the paragraph number 32, because I think we are losing them in thousands. And Pope continues to write in the paragraph number 38 of Laudato Si as follows: the ecosystems of tropical forest possess an enormously complex biodiversity. When these forests are burned down or leveled for purposes of cultivation, countless species are lost, and the areas frequently become arid wastelands. Yeah, tropical rainforest in the tropics like India, Africa, Asia, South America, lot of biodiversity. Actually, in the equator, 20 or 40-degree north and south, enormous amount of biodiversity. Monkeys, primates, beetles, insects, amphibians, reptiles, mammals. It is a magical place, equator. All those human relatives like orangutans and gorilla, bonobo, and chimpanzee, they live right on the equator in Africa, like Uganda, like Rwanda. See, they know where to live. Humans, we are stupid to live maybe wherever we are, but equator is the good zone for mammals. That is what the message the apes are sending to us. So I think countless species we are destroying by destroying the forest in the tropics, and especially lot of primates are going, they are facing extinction. And lots of birds, they can't migrate because they are endemic to the tropics. They can't migrate to the north to Arctic. They are not migratory birds, migratory animals. They don't go south. What they know is only tropics. So they want to live there. If you destroy their habitat, they face extinction. They can't migrate. So that is the danger. So we need to stop the deforestation. And Pope is warning about desertification in certain areas like Africa, even in India. I think the whole of the subcontinent India is vulnerable to this desertification. 50 years back, already people warned, even the satellites, they confirmed that India will be a desert very soon. So I think Pope is warning because desertification, probably in the natural form, it might take 5,000 or 50,000 years. But when human activity like deforestation, we add speed, rapidification. Instead of becoming 5,000 years, India will become a desert in 500 years. So that is what humans are doing, that industry, the consumption, the exploitation of natural resources, the loss of topsoil, the loss of biodiversity, it's all increasing and the speed of desertification in India. So Pope is warning in the paragraph number 89 of Laudato Si. I'm going to read it for you. Here, I would reiterate that God has joined us so closely to the world around us that we can feel the desertification of the soil almost as a physical ailment and the extinction of a species as a painful disfigurement. Wow, disfigurement. Paragraph number 89. So we can feel desertification almost as a sickness in our body. In India, the global warming, the climate change, the temperatures, the loss of water, the loss of biodiversity, the loss of soil, the loss of consciousness, and everything is really a physical ailment, it's a sickness. Sickness. In India, 1.25 billion people are sick because something is happening in our own environment. Something bad is happening in the environment and ecology. So we can't ignore it. So desertification is a serious problem. We need to really address it and adapt our life according to the context. And also the extinction of species, the Pope is saying it's a painful disfigurement. We are disfigured. You see, our life depends on these creatures and species. And when they are alive, when they are prosperous, human species also will flourish. When they disappear, when they suffer, I think humans also suffer. Our inner world is connected to the external world. That is truth. Actually, Pope is writing so beautifully in the paragraph number in Laudato Si, paragraph number 217, he says, the external deserts in the world are growing because the internal deserts have become so vast. For this reason, the ecological crisis is also summons to profound interior conversion. See, we are inside empty. We are not filled with good things. We are filled with greed, violence, selfishness, indifference. So inside there is desert, emptiness. We can't feed greed. We can't do anything with violence in our hearts. We feel only emptiness, desert. So the internal deserts, they are perpetrating external deserts. Today India is becoming desert outside because the Indian people are desert in themselves. We have lost our values. We lost our bioethics. We lost our moral conduct. I'm afraid that inside we are empty gong. And on the other hand, inside we can fill with good things, empathy, compassion, kindness, love, tolerance, generosity, sharing, sacrificing. All these things we can fill in but they don't have any place in Indian heart. And our ancestors had it. Our ancestors in India, they had values, ahimsa, renunciation, being happy with little things, leisure, faith in God, all these things, respect for elders, all these values we had them. But today, where are they? All of them lost to the planet forever. So this is a desert. Naturally, outside also, we can create only desert. So if you restore all those things which have been lost to the planet again, reclaim them. Come on, have values in life. Create a bioethics. Bring back that dharma. Indians are known for the concept of dharma. How many compendiums they have written about dharma? The righteousness, the truth. So the way, the law. So many meanings for dharma. So but dharma itself is lost. So let us bring back dharma, in other words, in order to help humans to heal inside. So let us create a flourishing ecosystem inside. Human ecology should be bubbling up, welling up with springs of life, compassion, empathy, and goodness. So that will probably can stop desertification. All our India can flourish because the human heart is full of goodness. So the inner dimension is full of goodness, of course. It flows from within to outside. The outer world also can be full of goodness. Thank you. Bye.